Another exciting day in the life of me. Antonio Thornton here with another day of 365 Science of Mind. What a challenging day today has been. I will say that I am thankful for these teachings and thankful that I'm going through it. And I'll even say this, this 365 Science of Mind, what is it really? Is it all the teachings of the world? Is it all the things that we need to know in order to have the life that we desire? Yes, but in its most simplistic form, it's just a reminder. That's really what it is. This is a reminder of who we are, what we are, knowing that we are that of God, knowing that and believing it and living it on a day-to-day basis are very different things. And reading it, and I would even add to that list, they're very different things in that if we read and say, wow, this is great information, yet we go back into living our lives as if we live in a life of chaos and randomness, which we can do because that is the way it appears. This acts as a reminder. This acts as a reminder. And today, I really, and I'll say this, I've been kind of doing these lessons kind of flip-flop, if you want to call it that, where I've been doing them in the evening versus the morning. And a lot of it has to do with a big project that I'm working on. I've been up to 4:30, sometimes 5 or 6 in the morning. So I've been doing these lessons in the evening, and I want to get back to doing them in the morning for a couple of reasons. One, so I can get the information out to you guys earlier, but also even for myself, that this is a great way to begin the day, a really great way to get your mind aligned and attuned with our truth. So I'll get to that. We'll make that happen. All right, so we'll go ahead and jump on into day 12 here. I accept the outpouring of Spirit. I accept the outpouring of Spirit. Hereby know we that we dwell in him and he in us, because he hath given us his Spirit. I'm going to read that again just to make sure I got that correctly. So, hereby know we that we dwell in him and he in us, because he hath given us his Spirit. And that's from 1 John 4:13. And I just wanted to read that again just to make sure that I got it correctly, because sometimes the text of the Bible can be a little challenging with the haths and doths and those types of things. But what we always want to do is to make sure we're focusing on what is actually being said and not how it's being said. So this is really the thing that we keep talking about, the reminder of that God is in us and we in it, and there is no separation. And this definitely is a great way to start your morning. All right, so I'm going to go ahead with the lesson here. How could we better explain this than to use the words of Robert Browning? "'Tis thou, God, who giveth, 'tis I who receive." Or Emerson, who said, "We are the beneficiaries of the divine fact." The thoughts of both Emerson and Browning were thoughts of acceptance and recognition. Like all men of great spiritual insight, they knew that the gift of life is an eternal reality, that it is our office to accept it. Yeah, that would have been a great lesson to take into today. I'll go ahead with the affirmation. It says, "Today, I accept this gift of divine life and love that God has eternally given to me and everyone. With deep gratitude and a childlike simplicity, I enter into the joy and the peace that come from the realization of divine guidance. For I know that love guides my thoughts even as it guards my life and action. I know that the eternal presence is really embracing everything. And I'm going to skip down a few lines here. Actually, let me go back and read this one sentence here. In this presence, I serenely and confidently rest, placing all my hope and aspiration in its loving and care. I also realize that I belong to the universe in which I live, and it belongs to me. It is the gift of God. I am unified with everyone I will ever meet, and they with me. Why? Because we all are manifestations of the one presence. Yeah, this is a very, very powerful lesson. And as I said at the very beginning, what is it? It's a reminder. It's a reminder about the thing that we talk about every single day, that God is us, we are God. That is the foundation of this teaching and the foundation of a life of peace and harmony. You know, there's a few themes that one that I'm reading in this particular lesson, but also a theme that's been going throughout. It talks about a peace, a serenity, and that serenity comes from the confidence in knowing that you are a part of the all. And you know, let me also read this sentence again here from Emerson. We are beneficiaries of the divine fact. And I feel, so I'm going to read, so let me read this. Okay, Emerson said, we are the beneficiaries of the divine fact. And the sentence beneath it says, like all men of great spiritual insight, they knew that the gift of life is an eternal reality, that it is our office to accept it. That's a very powerful sentence. And what really jumps out at me are the two words eternal and reality. Why is that so powerful? One, eternal, in that this is never ending. It is a constant. It is a constant. And reality is just that. It is real. So eternal reality, what I get from that is that, you know, these are laws that never, ever waver. They don't fluctuate. They're not doled out to this person and kept away from that person. These are laws that are constant across the eternity of the universe. It is our job. It's our job to, one, recognize that, two, believe it, and three, receive it. So we have to know it, we have to believe it, and we have to receive that. And I think those are distinctively different things, because we can read all day from our tablets or books or wherever our texts that we read from, and then go back into this sense of, oh, you know, I live in a universe of chaos and randomness and all those other things. We can easily do that, which is what we do, which is what I did today. And our job is to remember that and receive all the things that are available to us. What's the title of today's lessons? I accept. I accept. I accept. That's an action. That is an action. That is a verb. And it's not a passive verb. That is an action verb. I accept the outpouring of Spirit. Meaning, as Emerson said, that it is our office, our job, our responsibility, our role to accept the divine fact, the divine good, and the gift of life. Wow. Wow. So our practical application is right here in the affirmation. Today I accept this gift of divine life and love that God has eternally eternally given to me and everyone. Everyone. No one is more blessed than any other person, or favored, or anything of that nature. This is eternally given to me and everyone. And from a place of deep gratitude and childlike simplicity, I enter into the joy and peace that come from the realization of divine guidance. So what is your role here? Accept the good that is there for you. Accept it. Accept the good. Catch yourself saying things like, "Oh, this is too good to be true." And eliminate those types of things. Put those things away, because that is saying that, as great as the universe is in its awesomeness and wonder, this little insignificant thing in the broader scheme of the universe is too big for me to accept. So I'm going to label it as too good to be true. That can come in the form of relationships. That can come in the form of jobs or opportunities or business or money, whatever. But is there really a such thing as too good to be true? No, because the divine good is an eternal reality, an eternal reality. This is the way we are supposed to live. We are supposed to have things that are too good and wonderful. We live in a universe of abundant miracles, and those miracles are here for us. Here for us to receive, and here for us to accept. So accept whatever good comes into your life. If someone's offering to help, let go of the pride. I hear that from a lot of people. Oh, I just don't like, to ask for help, and I don't like people helping me. You are turning down the divine good, the divine fact, the gift of life. You're turning it away, saying, "No, I don't want that." I think there is a old parable. The guy's in the ocean, and I'll just really paraphrase. The guy's in the ocean, and he's drowning, and he thinks that God is going to save him. Some folks come by in the raft and say, "Hey, we've got room for one more. Come on." No, you go ahead. God's going to save me. Then someone comes by in a speedboat or something, and they say, "Hey, we got room. Come on in. I'm here to help." No. Go on. God's going to save me. And then some third entity comes, helicopter, whomever, lifeguard, Coast Guard, lifeguard. That'll be odd in the middle of the ocean. Coast Guard comes along and says, "Hey, we're here to rescue you." And he says, No, go on. And God's going to rescue me. And the guy drowns. He goes to heaven, and he says to God, "Hey, what happened down there? You're supposed to save me." And God says to him, "Well, I sent you a life raft, I sent you a speedboat, and I sent the Coast Guard. What's your deal, guy?" And I'm probably not telling that story as awesome as it probably could be, but hopefully you got the lesson of that, in that we accept the role. It is our office, it is our job to accept and receive the divine good. That's it for today's lesson. Great one today. And I'm going to read it again because, like I said, I had a slightly challenging day. But this is what we need. This is what we need when we have those types of days. Even if things are seemingly out of your control, this here brings things back into control. So, all right. With that being said, I will see you tomorrow for day number 13.